Thank you, Brother Allen. I appreciate that. And the last several weeks, we've been talking about the Antichrist and what he's going to do and different things like that. Let me get myself turned on here in just a second, Brother Austin. And we've been looking at in great detail. There's a lot of things about him that we didn't cover. There's things in the book of Isaiah that goes over stuff about the Antichrist and things of this nature, and which we did not even get into. But what we looked at, we try to look at anyway, are the major passages. And 2 Thessalonians chapter number 2, verses 1 through 12, is another major passage that deals with the Antichrist. Not only does it deal with the Antichrist, but it also deals with the rapture of the church. It deals with the return of Christ and the rapture of the church. So we're going to look at some of those things tonight, and I'm not going to rush through it. But I can take 2 weeks, 3 weeks in all of this. We can't do that. I want us to do all that. 2 Thessalonians chapter number 2. We'll begin reading verses number 1 through verse 12. It says, "Now we beseech you, brethren, by the coming of our Lord Jesus Christ and by our gathering together unto him, that ye be not soon shaken in mind, or be troubled, neither by spirit, nor by word, nor by letter, as from us, as that the day of Christ is at hand. Let no man deceive you by any means. For that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition." That's the Antichrist. This is what he does. "Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, or that is worshipped, so that he is God, sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. Remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things. And now ye know what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in his time. For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. And then shall that wicked be revealed, and the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they received not the love of the truth that they might be saved. And for this cause God shall send them strong delusion that they should believe a lie, that they all might be damned who believe not the truth, but had pleasure in unrighteousness." Now, we've been looking at things concerning the Antichrist over the last several weeks. On your outline, we have point 1, or Roman number 1, the pronouncement of the Antichrist. And then number 2, we had the prophecy of the Antichrist. That was all taken from Daniel, point number 2. Point number 1 was taken from 1 John. But tonight we want to look at the third thing in the outline overall is the presence of the Antichrist. I want us to look at when the Antichrist is going to come on the scene. Now, Paul goes into detail in this passage concerning when the Antichrist shows up. There is a specific time frame and time period that the Antichrist will be revealed as the Antichrist, or as the man of sin. And there are some very interesting facts that are given to us concerning this man in this passage. And I guess one of the most important, but one of them is some of the timing of his coming, when he comes. Okay? Now, just because it's just the way I am, I have a hard time just jumping right in the middle of something. So I back up and I try to cover it all to give you a good picture of what is happening. So that's what we're going to do. I want us to look at verses 1 through 3. I want you to notice the deception of Satan. The deception of Satan. That should be on your, I don't think that's the way it is on your outline. They say the deception of Christians on your outline, but up here, the deception of Satan. Now, in verses 1 through 3, we're going to read each verse here in just a few moments, but Paul is addressing a very serious issue. Are Christians going to go through the tribulational period? Are Christians going to go through the day of the Lord, or the day of Christ, as Paul mentions it here in these verses? And so Paul is telling these believers, he's focusing on the return of the church, or the return of Christ, and the rapture of the church. And so Paul is focusing around this end of the time, or this end of, not the end of the world, but the end times. This is what he's dealing with, these topics. Notice in verse 1 of the attention of Paul. Now let's look at verse 1. He says, "Now we beseech you, brethren, by the coming of our Lord Jesus Christ, and by our gathering together unto him." Now here Paul is dealing with, as I've studied this out, this is my thought, this is my thinking, my belief. Paul is dealing with one event, but he's showing us two different things. He is telling us about when Jesus returns and the rapture of the church. He is